Stoked to be the Stokes with Brian and Ariana. It's about to get real, you better believe me. Just got married, trying to make it through life. See, with
faith, honesty, and respect, we'll get through anything.
Stoked to be the Stokes, yeah. Yes, we are. Stoked to be the Stokes, yeah.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of Stoked to be the Stokes with Brian Lamar Stokes.
And Ariana Stokes.
It's a double date. It's a double date.
Yes.
This is take two, but we made it to the other side.
Yes.
Introduce
Yes,
yourselves, who you are.
Eric.
And Marissa.
What's your last name?
Smith.
Smith. Her cousins
Yes,
have come
yes.
to join this show. They actually go to our church, All Nations Worship Assembly.
Yes.
San Bernardino.
Yes,
If
sir.
you don't know now, you know.
They are
Yeah.
making the drive weekly, right?
Yeah.
All the way
They
from
are.
LA.
To the IE. If y'all don't know that, it's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Sometimes more.
77
Just
miles
during
to be exact.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Y'all need to ask them for
70.
gas mileage.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, do
Back
they do
and
mileage?
forth. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
You might ask them once. You
We
might
used
get it
to-
from them the first time.
We used
Oh,
to
not
count
the
it as
second
a
one.
part of our tithes on Telepass. I don't know if that's biblical, but we used to
No,
be
that's
like,
biblical.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
were
we
sowing the
used to
seed.
do
You really
that.
were.
I
Don't
did.
tell me that. I'll do
I
it.
mean, dang.
We count that as a part of the tithes. We sure did.
We did.
I don't know why we don't do it now because it's still a 30-minute drive.
Nah, that's different. That's not, it's not so
Still a
bad.
30-minute drive.
Big difference, big difference. But we want to have a double date episode because we haven't done a double date episode in a while. I
Yeah.
think since the Rodriguez's probably.
Mhm.
So we're gonna try to have more couples on because we feel like we've gotten to know so many amazing people at our church, so many amazing couples and families, and we really just want to hear their stories. There's a lot of stuff that I'm sure you all have to share that we don't have to share. So we want to make sure that we can incorporate that into the podcast as well. Okay, so they don't even really know what the topic is
No
or
clue.
anything that we're
Me
going to
too.
ask. I promise it's nothing super crazy. You know, it's really just kind of the basics. We want to know your love
Yeah.
story, right?
Okay.
How did y'all meet? When did y'all meet? How did y'all know was the one?
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So
whoever
where
wants
do you want them to
What
start
the-
at?
I know what to.
All right.
when and how did y'all meet?
Okay. So, do you want me to start?
It sounds a lot better when you say it because it's gonna sound really like ratchet when I say it.
Okay. Well.
Oh, they met at the club.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
you
no.
know,
No, hey, we might
Quite,
as well.
quite the opposite. So, this was summer of, I want to say 2014.
2014.
And, I happened to see, like, my friend post up, like, something about, like, a Bible study that she wanted to do. Casey, she's actually over there.
Oh, we have a live studio audience.
Oh,
today.
yeah. They got a whole crew.
So she wanted to do a Bible study for her birthday, and so we decided to make like an ongoing thing. And then the first one was all girls, and so like we was like, y'all, we need some like boys in here. Like, it can't be all girls. Like, you know,
That's
just
what all
invite
women
some
say.
boys.
All
You
women
know,
Bible study. We need like a
we
male
need some
perspective
like
on this
you know
verse,
some
I feel like,
testosterone. You know, like a male perspective. But okay, so one of the ladies who was there that day, she invited her cousin, which happened to be Eric.
Yup.
And so, you know, that night we kind of like got into this long conversation. Eric was involved. It was like him and another guy, whatever. But I would say that night I knew, you know, and I told her.
Okay.
Oh, you knew that he was gonna be your husband.
Yes.
Hey.
Did you didn't know that the first time? You heard
I
that?
just love hearing it
No.
again. It's like
Oh, I was like,
it's
you look
like-
real surprised. Like,
No, I,
Oh, well,
that's my
okay.
surprise
I don't know.
face.
Well, I knew. I told them. I was like, yeah, you know.
But how'd you know? What made you know? Because
Yeah.
you gotta say why. Yeah, don't be trying to make it all nice. And,
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, you think that I'm gonna say it's that. Okay, so I had like at the time I had like a deep crush on this singer named Molly Music.
Oh,
And
A few of us
he
do.
Wait, quick insert.
Oh, really?
She walked up to me and said, "Wow, you look like Molly Music."
That was
That's
the first thing I said to him. Yes,
Oh.
I have a. I mean, he's like that's my like favorite artist of like all times. And so like it also was like, oh, I got a crush on you, whatever. So that was probably the thing that like the way that I was like able to like. You know, oh, you look like Molly Music. Like
Oh, is
I
that
wasn't
like a
trying to
pickup line?
spit any game. Not really. It was just like, oh, he really looked like him. Like that could be his brother. So, I think that like that kind of like, you know, like I don't know if that sparked anything actually.
I didn't even know
It
who that
wasn't
was,
until
so it didn't really.
you
I was
did
like,
not.
okay.
Yeah, he did not. So fast forward like maybe like a month. I think a month. We started dating, and into dating. Well, I mean, do you want to say a little bit about that?
Well, how did y'all
portion?
start dating? Like, were you interested in her that first Bible
So
study?
look, let me break it down for you. I came to the.
Different sides of the story.
No. It emerges, but like when I first came, like my cousin was like, "It's girls there," so I don't want to like make it seem like I was just saved and sanctified.
Like, oh, why is that?
But
that's why you came.
yeah, it was like, oh, some girls, and they talking about the Bible, so me and my friends was like, oh, okay, cool, we gonna go over there. So then what happened was like ended up being me and my friends. And her and all the girls, and literally it turned from like that whole group to just me, her, and her friend Casey studying the Bible. Yeah. So like literally it went from.
But that's
there.
like fast. That's like after we started dating.
That was like 3.
That was like after we started dating though. Like we started dating. The way that we started dating, I was in a very bad relationship that first week, and I had broke up with him. I think that first week before I had met him, and then it was just bad. And I guess throughout that month, like I had been like kind of a little bit like communicating with Eric, and then he started like a month later he started giving me rides to the Bible study.
Because that's how you started.
Yeah, so he started giving me rides to the Bible study. And so, throughout the course of time we would have conversations like via phone and like in person as he would give me these rides, and eventually, we started dating. We didn't become exclusive like a month later, but we started to like kind of be like, I would say, romantically involved like a month in.
What does that mean?
Like
not exclusive but romantically involved, like y'all was kissing and stuff.
yes.
Okay, I'm like, let me make it clear.
Like it could, like this turned like basically
romantically involved.
like it turned from like regular like oh bro Eric to like oh that's Eric.
What was we bro Eric? I was bro Eric one time. I was friend zone.
The first month it wasn't like.
Were you interested in her from the beginning?
Yeah,
or
so
you just were like,
I
oh,
was,
nice.
but like I wasn't. Like for me, okay. You scooting up.
No, I'm just listening.
I gotta make sure I'm careful with my words. No, but I was interested in her, but I wasn't like really like, how like as believers you want to court and stuff like that. I didn't believe in all of that at the time, so this was all new to me. Like I grew up in church, but like I didn't know nothing. Like it was all new to me. So it was just literally dating. Like okay, I'm dating her, and then you read the Bible a little bit more and you find out certain stuff that just like it's a little different. Okay. Yeah. So then I remember telling you like. I see you as my wife. I remember saying that, and then I was like, did I just say that?
Yeah, that was probably like 3 months into our, like, I think at the time maybe we were actually dating exclusively, but probably 3 months into us like meeting, or 4 months into us meeting, he said that to me.
And what did you say? Since you already knew, were you like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I don't remember. Did I say that? Like, oh yeah, like I already knew that, or what did I say?
You were just like, I think you were just taking it in, because I remember you just.
And
like,
if I didn't say it out loud, if I didn't say it out loud, then I said it, internally, well, I already knew that, so let's, but so that first like, maybe 8 months, 6 months. That first 6 months, I was just like starting to like rekindle my relationship with God, and like really like grow like a actual relationship with God. I'd been going to church my entire life, like born into church, and so I knew a lot, and I was saved, but through the course of high school, I just doing my own thing, and a little bit after high school, doing my own thing. So throughout the process of me like rekindling my relationship with God, he was starting to like grow in his, and he started to attend my church, because I told him like, I'm not dating nobody. You ain't going to my church.
With that quick too.
Like
you wanted someone in your church?
Yeah, I didn't.
So that y'all became teaching, or was it like a
yeah?
So he could be vetted by people in your community. What was the reason?
I think it was just so that we could be under the same like understanding and the same teaching, because that's my understanding of being like equally yoked, I guess you can say. So, he started. That's when he started to actually grow in his relationship with God. And so in that process, it was very hard. Like the first 7 months, I would say, from like September 2014 to like May 2015. Was it May or April? I don't know. Yeah, it was very hard. It was like, I was still dealing with, daddy issues and stuff like that. And so we end up breaking up that April.
N-O.
N-O.
Sorry. Pause. Where does that come from? Like, what is that?
It's he's on, I think he's on YouTube or he's on Instagram. But like, he's a guy, but he does makeup and like stuff.
Yeah, I don't know from him. I know Dream, Create, Inspire.
Yeah.
That's
all
that
that
matters.
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
But he was like, and now, because I think he like shifted wrong and whatever. He's a guy, so whatever.
Okay.
But yeah.
So y'all broke
up. Yeah, so we broke up
for how long?
For 8 months.
And this was after being together for?
From September to
you said May.
May.
So 8 months.
We like broke up, but the breakup that you don't break up, but you break up.
It's like y'all were still in communication.
We were still in communication.
Okay.
He still gave me rides.
That's why I said we broke up, but we didn't break up.
Why you break up?
We broke up.
It was intense,
because it was bad. Like we were like childish. I was childish. I was a kid.
If y'all can't tell, they like 12.
Stop. No, if you don't mind, how old are you guys? Because I was surprised when I think I saw one of your birthday posts and I was like, oh wait, they're like,
I'm 23.
24.
23 and 24.
Yes. So at this time,
Wet behind
I had
you.
just turned 19.
When?
Teenagers.
Yeah,
September.
we met at 19, so it was really.
So I think because I already had like in my mind, like I had a knowing that he was my husband. I think the first like 7-8 months, like where we were together, that was like it was hard to like separate the idea of like pursuing wholeness for myself, but also pursuing like marriage, because we knew that we had to court into the process and like intentionally date with purpose, but also we was jacked up. Like we was ratchet. Like just broken, Just
with feeling like
broken.
you knew that you all were meant to be husband and wife, was it difficult to not already behave as if you're husband and wife in terms of like some people say like, or do you feel like you have to submit to the person even though you're not technically married? Am I supposed to?
It's like we never played house in the way where like I moved in with him, because obviously like it's like, oh, shacking, that's wrong, whatever. So I didn't like move in, but I might as well have. Like it was like, oh, we courting.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
I mean, yeah, it was like I was.
You married now?
And I don't even mean in the sense of moving in or having sex or anything like that, but even just in how you interacted. Some people feel like, oh, I know that's the one, so I'm going to be like a wife to them. So whatever they say, I'm going to follow that because I know that that's my husband in the future. Right. Or I feel like in preparing for marriage, we have to. Did you feel that pressure to
yes.
hold him to a husband standard, even though he was not technically your husband yet?
Yes. And I think that's the pressure that kind of like killed the relationship, because it was like I know that I'm called to be a wife to this person, but I am not a wife yet. I'm just not a wife yet. And the idea of being a wife is different from actually functioning in it. And so, like, that's
a word, a quote. A lot of these women need to hear it.
And I don't mean it just as you. Were you holding her to an expectation too?
I mean, I think that like it was just it was tough. Yeah, okay. I was, and then I think that like just how you was talking about father stuff, man, it was like mother stuff. Like it was like, I remember even at a certain point thinking like, because I just became new to faith, so it was like really new to me. So like it's like trying to do I just got out the club. Like I was like a whole ratchet.
I was gonna say, where were you before in the world? You weren't in anybody's church, in any faith-based.
Nope.
Okay.
I would be dipping from church. Like I was like, what am I here for? This is boring.
But you were going because.
No, so when I first went, because she hit me with that, and I was one of those people that like was I was like dabbling with stuff. Like I went to Scientology for a little bit. Like
my.
I was interested in. Look, they will get you. Don't get me. They will get you.
I believe it.
And they will not.
I mean,
they still call.
They still be sending him
They
stuff.
still be calling.
In
Tell
the
me a
mail.
little. I know it's a little off, but tell me a little bit about that.
Well, so-
how did you get into it?
Because
what do
I'm
they
an
do?
actor, so they do this thing where they be like,
yeah.
oh, you know, free webinar classes and stuff like that. So I went over to it, and then like when I did that, they just will hassle you. So it was like they'd be like, all right, well, we have these classes. We want you to sign up for one, and then you be like, no, I'm good. I don't have the money right now. And they'd be like, well, we can make a plan, and this, and you'd be like, yeah, but you know, I don't really do that. Yeah, but if you really want to, like, they'll keep going, literally won't stop.
Wow.
And then I start going to their classes.
Aggressive.
And my friend came and like he was like they tried to hassle him, so he was hiding in the bathroom. Like it was like that bad.
No,
So
yeah,
did you get the class?
I did the class, yeah.
You
Okay.
did the class. What does that mean? How long?
It was
the
like
class?
I want to say probably like 3 to 4 weeks. So it's like it was a dabble, and I read like a little bit of their base and all of that. But it was interesting. It was really interesting, but the people were creepy. That's when I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like, this
So you
ain't
think
like-
they want in the end they just wanted you to pay money to take some more whatever?
Yeah,
It's
but
insane.
it was also like I just think even the way they approach people was just really like weird. And
What is
Yeah.
wrong?
No, I was just.
Oh, I can hear. Oh, okay, go ahead.
okay.
Yeah, so it was just that. So I did that, and then like I was like, I'm not gonna say I'll say the church name. It don't matter. The Agape Church, like you know, with the universe and all of that.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
was doing all of that, man. So when I came to that, I was already kind of looking for something to represent. So when I came to the church,
I mean,
it wasn't
seeking,
like I
you
was
shall
trying to do
find.
it for her. Yeah,
A good
it was
thing.
like, okay, interesting. I didn't want to get baptized at the time because I was like, that's committed now. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I still got baptized.
Yeah,
they
you
wasn't
got
letting me go.
baptized.
They
No
was not
first.
letting me
He
go.
was like underwater.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, okay. So you didn't grow up with any like.
I did, but like I said,
background?
like I was the type to ditch. Like,
Israel
Oh,
Missionary
okay.
Baptist Church.
Yeah, Missionary
Oh,
Baptist.
that's
That was.
how
Yeah.
we were all raised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yep,
for real.
yep.
And I wasn't dealing with it, so like it
I
was
see.
it was new to take it on seriously and like say this is a part of who I am. So I was trying to learn how to like do that,
Mm-hmm.
and we came from. I'll just say that
Yeah, don't
my
say it. I get it.
understanding
Yeah,
was
yeah.
really like you do this, you don't do this, you do this, you do. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to do all of that, but also like become a husband without
It
being.
was so hard.
And it was
I mean,
like, yeah.
Isn't it a beautiful thing to like when you finally like get out of like the religiousness of everything and like finally understand
Yeah.
that you're like a human being?
Yeah.
I love Jesus. I'm still trying to find an understanding. I'm studying. Whew, I can breathe a little bit because I
Yeah.
feel like even like everybody who's like into like the religiosity, if that's a word, is that a word?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Sure, of it all.
We'll go with
It's like they in bondage to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like they feel like they're just trapped down.
Yeah.
Like dang, I can't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this, like, the whole, like, revelation of grace that our church has, like, adapted and, like, kind of, like, you know, really been, like, preaching. I'm like, man, like, I needed this.
Yeah.
Oh, years ago, man. Like, I really did.
Transformational,
Because
yeah.
it's really easy. I mean, and I think that condemnation, even to, like, a degree, kind of affected our relationship. Because at sometimes, if we, like, did have a fall, it was just, like, you know, well, what's next? Like, it wasn't like a freeing, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, it wasn't like afterwards, like, this understanding of, like, you know what, you can, you know, recover from this, or you can get back up from
Okay.
this, and, you know, his mercies are new every day. It was just more like, oh, this is like following me, like, this is
Yeah,
taunting me
yeah,
now. I feel like
yeah.
I can't escape it. So, that, like,
I feel like you know it's bad when you start counting days. Like 30 days, we
Oh.
good. Like hey, 30,
like
we in
without
there.
fighting or something.
No, without falling.
Oh, falling. Oh, got it. Okay.
Dropping.
Sounded like addicts. I just did a little bit of crack today. I did a little bit of crack today. Not a lot of crack, just a little bit of crack
This
today.
thing was real.
You know, like
That's crazy.
Oh,
but that's how it have you thinking, like, that legalism mindset. That's how it would have you thinking, like.
So when y'all broke up, was there any doubt that maybe this isn't the one?
they didn't break up. She said, "I get they broke up, but they ain't really."
We didn't
broke
have,
up.
like,
To me,
space.
we broke up.
Yeah, to her.
To me,
She
we
was-
broke
So
up.
did
Yeah,
you
broken
doubt?
up.
Were you like, maybe this really isn't my husband? Maybe I was wrong. Or maybe, I don't know if that's the first thing you ever
Ooh, I thought I was
that.
like, yo, like to me that meant like no Christianity too. I'm gonna be
Oh,
straight with
he
you.
said
It
throw
was
the
like,
whole faith away.
well,
Wow.
because
And
it.
Why
Okay.
the
I
fact?
told. Well, look, I said
Because
that.
you came with the faith, so you
I
can
was
take
like,
you
I mean,
and your
together.
faith and
Exactly.
exit.
Exactly. I was like, it was just the pressure. It was really the pressure. So it all became pressure, literally. So I seen God as pressure. So
Yeah.
that's when I was like,
The way I remember it, we were broken up, and we were still in like contact because we still had like the same like.
Schedule.
And
you
y'all was
were
in a car
riding in his
together.
car
Yeah.
to get to church.
We had the same.
going to
Same-
Bible
I'm about to
study?
say circle, but like he still came to church. Like he
Yeah,
still came to
I
church,
still
and
came.
so he was always like my ride before, So sometimes I did not get a ride by him because I was just like, you know what, like I need
Did you
some
break up
space.
so you wouldn't fall? Like, okay, let me just let you
No.
go.
No, that wasn't. No, the
No.
breakup was due to just immaturity, like us being immature, us just not being ready to like really like pursue marriage
Okay.
in the way that it should be pursued. It was more so like, yeah, it was more so just like the actual like mental of it all rather than like like the physical or it was just my brokenness like coupled with his brokenness and like our wounds. It was just not working out, daddy issues, mama issues. It was just like we weren't ready to handle each other. Like we're not ready to handle each other. It was more so done out of like being like overwhelmed rather than like coming like to a conclusion of like maybe we should take a break. It was more so like I think he's the one that initiated the breakup.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask who broke up.
He's
with
the
who.
one that initiated. It was like
I did.
Yeah,
I
he-
ain't gonna even play.
it was like I can't do this anymore. I'm not your
I didn't
dad.
sound like that.
So-
I probably sound like that. You're right.
I'm not your dad. Like so.
Yo, that's
Said,
what I
I
said.
ain't
for
your mama,
sure.
okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And so at first it was like, oh my God, all the plans in my head are like falling apart. But then like, I would say a few months into the breakup, I was becoming content with it. Like I was like, okay, whatever. Like,
I didn't like that.
yeah. And that's when it started to be like, him being a little more, vocal. See me, I'll be like, I wouldn't talk to him for like a week. I'm like, okay,
Hurt my entire
hello,
soul,
like,
fam.
hey, Eric over here, and it's like, okay,
Okay, let's fast forward to the actual like proposal part. So how long were you guys together before
The proposal?
The proposal, yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Yes. So.
And then how long did it take y'all to get married after the proposal?
3 months.
3 months.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
4 months.
Y'all did that on purpose?
Four
Y'all were like, we want to
and a
be
half
Trying to
months.
wait.
Did you know it was coming? Tell me, how did it lead up to the proposal? How'd you do it?
So first off, the reason why I proposed because I was like terrified. Like that was like a huge step. I didn't know nobody that was married. Didn't have an example of any of that. So like it was really just a word from God, to be honest with you. Like not about marriage, but the fact that He had me whatever I did. So I wanted to marry her, but I was really afraid of like giving up my youth, to be honest. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't be ratchet no more after that. You know what I mean? And it was just a reality of like, I know that's the person I want to be with, but I was just really like, but I want to do other stuff and all of that. And I really was afraid of missing out on so much due to like making a commitment at a like really deeper level. So basically, once I really decided and I prayed on it and I was like, you know what, this is the woman I want to be with and all of that, I first seeked out her family. I talked to her mom, stepdad. She got a whole bunch of siblings. Oh my God.
You asked everybody?
Well, so I asked mom and dad, and they were like, with the siblings, so it was kind of me
Mama.
asking
Oh,
them. And
okay.
then
Mama,
mom
my
and stepdad. And then I met with her dad after
And my
that,
actual father.
and I had a conversation with him about what I was planning to do, got the ring, and then talked to my pastor about it, and talked to my mentor about it. I was like talking to people, just to kind of like navigate on making sure that I went about it right. And then I proposed at church, like while she was worshiping. Like I had a whole little setup though. Like I did the church
While
announcements.
you were worshiping?
So
Like in the
it was at
congregation, or you were like
It was
on
so
stage
it was
was
New
at-
Year's.
worship?
It was New Year's. The countdown.
it was at
Oh.
it was at the watch night service.
Oh, okay.
So right after cause I sang on the praise team at my last church.
Okay.
And so right after we count down and went back on stage and was singing, he had like a video like disrupt like the song.
They let you disrupt.
I was like doing content
They let him
creation
disrupt
and, like,
worship.
Yeah,
All
like he
right.
made it seem like it was an announcement for like something else. Just
Some
like
video,
you know, like
yeah.
like for the church. And so like he had video and he was on the video screen like da-da-da, you know, I'm just come out there, and then he comes out like from the side. And he's like, I just want to honor women, just honor women. And so I'm just there like, okay. Like, I had no idea.
Super smooth with it, yeah.
And then he was something about crossing over. And
Oh
he
yeah, I was like,
wants
we're transitioning as a church, and you know, I want to honor all these transitions. Speaking of transitions, I would like, and it was
yeah,
something
what
like that.
transition. And I didn't, and he starts
She's
to
like,
walk
transition.
over.
I gave a whole speech, man.
He starts to walk over to me, and I'm on stage, like, holding my mic, like, oh, why is he walking over here? And then I see my friend, Nia, she was next to me, singing as well. And so I see her, like, and so I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, and then so he gets closer, and everybody starts running up, and it's just like,
So you
I
can't tell
started
black people
bawling.
nothing.
He gets on his knee, and I started, like, bawling, like, crying. Like, I couldn't even, like, I don't know. That just is like, that's like a daze.
Super surreal.
Cause I was just like on stage, like, ah, like,
And then
like
if you
just
zoom
crying.
in the camera, you see my hands shaking as
I was
I'm
gonna
like
say,
trying to
how are
put.
you feeling?
Oh, I was like nervous. Like right before I went up, my friend was
He was
praying
on
with me.
his-
I was like, look, I need prayer, man.
It was like, you
I'm
gonna come over
nervous.
here? Are you gonna come over? Cause I didn't run away, but like I ran to the side cause I was just like, I don't know, it was like crazy. But yeah.
Did you think she might not say yes? Like, I'm just always curious, like, what makes men nervous? Like, are you like, I know she loves me, but what if she?
I don't
You're
think I
getting on your
ready.
knees in front of somebody,
I
in
know, but what's
front
the
of
worst
a group
case
of
scenario?
people.
It was
Yeah,
one
that
of
they
the
will say,
entire
no, you don't like
church.
the ring.
Right. No.
I mean,
It's so
I'm on
many
my
things,
knee in front of everybody,
Yeah.
giving up myself for you. But you'll pay for this because you have to surrender to me for the rest of your life.
That's all was going through your head.
Yeah, it's really crazy because it's like it was a really intense
Yeah.
moment, but I was really happy, but really like nervous, more so because it was like, well, I'm really doing it. Like it was like, oh yeah, this is what we've been planning for, and it was like some months I've been planning that. So.
And how old were you all at the time you all became engaged?
I was 22.
23, yeah.
23.
22, 23. And was there anything that was like, yep, now's the time versus, well, we could date a few more years and wait till we're, a riper age, or some people have a lot of opinion of people getting married young,
Yeah.
or I don't know if that was
Right.
the culture of your church at the time,
Yeah.
like young people getting married.
We were the only young married couple there.
Really?
Everybody was like, yeah, everybody was like late 30s.
But they weren't opposed to it. It was just, I think what kind of like solidified it, or kind of like, gave us a little more confidence, was we went to a conference a few months before in September, and it's called the Habitation Conference. Mm-hmm. It's a conference that Pastor William McDowell does every year with his church, and they had a time where like they had people who were like in worship come up, and I went up, and this prophet, he gave us a word, like just we weren't engaged at the time. We were just still courting, and he gave us this word that was just like like kind of like clarified a lot of things.
Okay.
It gave language to a lot of things, and so I guess after like that word, and after really like processing it and everything, I guess that's where like he came up with that conclusion. I had already told him like, hey,
she
after
hit
2
me with it.
years,
She was like, I'm
So
dead.
you had like
Well,
what happens
like,
after 2 years?
it's just like after
The
2
reunion
years,
out?
it's, I don't know, like
Oh,
if this
okay.
can't happen within like 2 years, then like I'm not really into courting for more than 2 years, because it's hard enough, like I don't need any more smoke. So
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, we started becoming really intentional at a certain point. Like
yeah, we
that
did.
was- and
We got a lot better by that point. We got a lot like better with like managing our emotions.
Yeah.
And like problem solving,
Encounters
conflict,
with God that I feel like really
resolution, so.
shifted our perspective too. Like,
And
that was a huge part.
Our relationship with God getting stronger. Yeah.
How did y'all pull off a wedding in 3-4 months?
Our friends and her.
Them over there. Them folk over there.
Look.
Them
No wedding
folk
planner.
over there.
No wedding planner. No, nothing. Honestly, it was really like just y'all whole
Was
team.
there a
I tried to
budget?
say-
Did y'all have any money?
Yeah.
Our budget
like
was like
2,000.
2,000.
Yep.
Of course, God, I don't know, He increased. People,
I'm like,
led,
what y'all feed people? That's what I'm
Right.
Talk about that reception.
The wedding ceremony was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, throughout the process of planning it, it was stressful, because it's like, okay, we got a time limit,
Yeah, y'all been
April,
in less than a
April's
year.
coming,
Yep.
and our, what is it called? The premarital counseling, we had to do like, it was more
Back to back.
Yeah, like back to back, like weekly instead of like spread out. So, our church was willing to like make the adjustments for like such a short engagement. Most people do like a year or whatever. But we told them like, we didn't want to do like, 4 months, that's it. And they were able to do those adjustments. And we were able to get it done, by the
shout out to the
grace
friends.
Yep.
of God,
Shout out to them.
It was beautiful. The ceremony was beautiful. So, yeah.
I think I saw pictures. I think I was stalking your Instagram. Pretty sure I saw it.
Oh, yeah.
You had it on tan?
The shades
Tan?
of yellow.
No.
Yellow.
Shades of
Yellow.
yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow.
Yeah, it was real yellow. Yeah, I
Yes.
remember now. Yeah.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I don't even know because I don't remember. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that ain't
So
yellow.
since getting married, what would you say has been one of the best things? We'll start with, the upside. Since,
I think
because you
for-
guys have been married now a little over a year.
A year and
something like
some
that?
change,
Yeah.
I think for me, I've noticed just how perfect she is for me, because everything I lack, she stretches me. And I love it, because even like when I went to work, I started off as a person that wouldn't. I used to be like a kind of like a workaholic sort of, and then also I wouldn't like. I think I kind of just wouldn't stand up for myself as much as I like to at work specifically. When it comes to like, oh, we need you to stay longer or something like that, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But she would be like, no. You need to be off at 5. And then and it used to be annoying.
Fine.
But what she started teaching me like was the importance of like even using my time well, and like, you know what I mean, little things like that. But even just like with compassion with people, because I'm working on patience. Oh my God, I'm working on patience. But like just a lot of different things and growing as just like a man. Like honestly, like I don't even know how she does half the things she does. Like I'm saying that genuinely, because I ain't gonna lie on camera.
I have.
I would say definitely the character building of it all. Eric has like great character. Like he's a man of like really good character. And it like he's just very like genuine and integral and like, loving. I mean, people automatically like look at him like the nicer person. But when it comes to like certain things, like I do have to, like I'm like, babe, have mercy, like, have a little compassion. But he's a very like kind guy, like very charming. I mean, just very charming. I'm saying charming specifically because older women are usually like the ones. I feel like older women are usually the ones that are able to pick up on like that type of like charming character. And so I've had like a lot of like older women come and tell me like, you got a good man. Like he's so nice. Like he's very like, you got a good fine young man.
Shout out to the aunties, man.
So yeah, I would say like definitely like when it comes to probably like the main area when it comes to like my character, like it's definitely been stretched and like enhanced from as a byproduct of me like being his wife and submitting to him and doing wife stuff.
That's so beautiful.
Submitting.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
So then on the other side, you know,
Don't
what
say,
has
say
been
surprising.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I
okay.
was gonna say, what have been, you know, some of the more surprising things about marriage? Maybe things you did not anticipate encountering, or when you encountered them,
All
it was
that
like.
that you can't run away from anymore.
Are you just giving
Just keeps you
examples, or
running.
are these?
Oh
your
yeah,
answers? Or...
top of the dome type stuff.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Nothing specific at all.
Nothing. Okay.
You wanna go?
That's
You
on
want
the
me to
trap
go?
now. You can go ahead.
No, baby, go. If you,
You
got
sure?
something- Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I'm okay. The
It
things,
does sound like a trap.
yeah, it's like okay, surprising. I think I don't know how to go.
You know
I don't know how to
it.
attack this.
You know it. What do you have to put up with that
What do I have to put up
that you
with?
can't never get out of? But it's just there.
You know what?
Don't look at
You
me
know
like
what?
that.
I'm not. I'm.
You
This
always,
is
you
my
always,
listening
we all
face.
married here. We all know.
This is my listening face.
I got you. I got you. I'm
There you
gonna
go.
make look
There it
good
is.
still. One of the things is it's so hard to come together as one on being on time. It is.
My God from Zion.
My God.
My God. My God. Oh.
It's a
My God.
horn in the side kind
It's
of thing.
just
Oh,
so-
I'm sorry. Whose fault? I'm sorry. I didn't want to judge. It's your fault or her fault?
It's her fault most of the time.
yeah,
But you know,
absolutely. I understand.
no, because like I think because you know, like for example, if I want to be at time at 7:30, now look, given I know that sometimes I can take a long time, but the difference between me and you is if I chill for like till 7:10, I can get up quick. Like I can move quick.
But I don't chill.
But the difference is that like I'd be like, all right, we gotta leave at 7:30. At 7:25, she like, I'm like, it's 7. Oh no, don't rush me. And I'll be like, I just want to tell you,
No.
it's 7:25.
Because we gotta leave at 7:30. I'm up at 6. I am up at 6.
My God.
I just have a lot to do. I'm still getting ready. I wake up on time. He still be in bed. He wake up at 7 and be ready by 7:25. And then when rush me, it's like, hold on, you got 30 extra
Well,
minutes
maybe
to
it's time
sleep.
for you to get up at 5:30.
Amen. Amen.
Sounds like a solution to me. We're all here to help one another. It's time to get up at 5:30, and it's time for you to get up at 6.
There it is.
I ain't gonna be nowhere at 7:30.
Solutions.
I ain't gonna be at
Solutions.
7:30. I ain't gonna
And
be
then when you get to the place and you're late, and then they like, I'm
it'll
sorry.
probably
You know,
be-
I'll work on it next time. It's been 2 years now. Like, stop saying sorry. Just don't say nothing.
Yo.
Let's
That
go in
is
here.
nice.
Let's hope that we
Facts.
still got a seat that we can sit down in. Let's hope that the previews have not ended yet and we're missing the movie yet. Just sit down and be quiet
Facts.
because this is what you do. This is who you are.
That's
And I
what
accept
it
it.
is.
But when
That's
you
what
say
it is.
sorry, I begin to manifest because it's a lie. You're not sorry. Because if you were sorry, you wouldn't do it anymore. Because you've been doing it for 2 years. Anyhow, I really
No,
don't know
it's
about
okay.
that
I got
stuff,
you.
but
No,
you
you-
know.
What would
know,
you?
yeah.
Okay, so honestly
We
speaking,
here.
would you prefer that I just like don't say anything?
Yeah.
Not even acknowledge
Yeah.
that I'm wrong for making us late?
No, like, so for instance, like if I told you, yeah, it's just 7:25, you can't say don't rush me. You'll be like, oh my gosh, here it's just me again. I'm making us late. I'm like, yeah, you really are. Sit in it.
That's what
I'll
you
be in the
want.
car.
So you want
I'll
to
take
say
you.
guilty. You
I'll
heard
I'll
it
be in
said
the car.
I'll
and
say
guilt.
And is there a problem? Is there a problem?
I mean, is it a problem for
You
you?
need to get up at 6.
If you don't mind
You
sitting in
need it
guilt.
5:30. It's 6
You know?
o'clock. It's time for
I
you
ain't
to be
gonna
on
sit in
time.
nothing. I'll do what I need to do, and I'll apologize when the time comes. And next time I will try
But why?
again.
But if you continue to
I mean,
apologize
that's all
about
we
something
can
that
do.
you do all the
all
time,
we can do is
That's
try
all we can
again.
do. I mean, if
no,
if
you
I
can,
have to,
you
but if
can
I
get
have,
up earlier.
but if I have to
can.
put away everything as I get ready, whose fault really is it?
Wait, how
You
did
have to
this
put-
get back to? Why
oh.
are you looking at me like that?
I mean, because I mean,
Bye.
the way.
And now he's
you.
I mean, the way you get ready, like there's a flow. Like I have a routine. Like, you know, this is a regimen. This is something I do every day, and it's the same thing. It's the same process. I have a system. So if anything comes out of system, I
But look,
gotta
no. 'Cause
reset.
I feel like if
I
you have a
gotta
system,
reset it.
you should know your system
You should
to
know
be
your
on
system
time.
at 5:30. Absolutely.
But
If
if
you
you
take
do
you 2
something to
hours.
disrupt the system, that can throw me off. So, like toothpaste being left on.
What?
What?
If anything,
I
I mean, you
I'll
asked
be
for
with your
example.
toothpaste
Okay,
easier.
well, for me, that actually goes perfectly
that's-
into mine.
I was gonna say, what's your
Oh, now you got
your
one.
most
No,
Yeah, I
surprising
told that was a trap. I
one.
told
Goes
you.
into mine.
Got sparked to the
I mean, just the Oh, and I really don't want to play you,
Ooh.
babe.
Ooh.
But we being honest.
That's why I didn't want to ask. That look, that was.
I just
gonna-
want to be
that was a whole
honest.
No,
different
babe,
route.
you're great. You're awesome.
I'm great?
It's just
Okay.
it's. I don't know if I'm not gonna say it's like a man thing, even though I've heard of other wives say before. But like, if my serum or anything
Oh my God.
is like here, like let's say it's right here, and you pick it up and you use it. Why can't you put it back right here? Why do it go here
Oh my
now?
God. Look.
No.
me-
It's not an oh my God. That's like, because it's not only like that minute with everything. Sometimes it's dramatic. Like sometimes it's in a whole nother room. Sometimes
What's serum?
it's just.
Serum, I think it's like a moisturizing thing. Like
Oh.
oil.
Oh, like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Not my
moisturizer.
problem.
Okay.
She got some good stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
man.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
facial product, like a
Like I just started wearing
skincare.
makeup like
Oh,
you have to go.
okay.
So I'm like I've seen it on bottles. It's like oily, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of oily, but like moisturizer, whatever it is, it can be anything. Anything in the kitchen, whatever. But if like say something goes back inside of this cabinet, it does not make it back to that cabinet
But that
unless
makes you
I
like,
use it.
That make you late. That make you late.
Well, I'm not saying that all the time. I'm just saying that example I use.
That's one of the more surprising
Kinda
things in
moved
marriage.
into-
That yes.
Oh,
yes,
Yeah, my
Segue
example.
for her.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
my
That's
answer
very
for
interesting.
her
I got you.
question.
I got you. I got
Okay.
I got you.
So
yeah.
basically, you have it good. People think things moving, 6 inches over. He's just trying to be on time. For
Oh no,
church.
it's
That's
not
what I'm
always.
doing.
It's not
That's what I'm
always
trying to
only
do. I'm
6
just saying.
inches. It's not always.
She's at a whole
only
nother
6
room.
inches.
Oh.
If she
It
has a whole
depends on what it
routine and
is.
her serum is in another room.
It
and
just
she has to
depends
reset.
on what it is. I've grown a little gracious. I'm not as anal, but
I got better. I
Um,
take pictures of stuff now.
Okay.
I did that like twice. But I
Yeah.
take pictures like
twice.
inside
know
to
where
put
to
things
put stuff
back.
back. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
See,
okay.
look,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not as
I'm
like,
trying.
you don't put stuff back anymore. But
So I have a question. So considering how tumultuous your dating relationship was, do you feel like coming into marriage you guys had gotten all of that out of the way, or were there still these moments in marriage where it was like, who are you right now? Like, who did I marry?
Why don't we have these conversations? I got some stuff. We got a whole baby on the way.
We can have a conversation.
Yeah, later. Sure, but
Okay.
y'all go ahead. Tell us. Help us each other.
well, I mean, what do you think was?
Well, the challenge for us is when we first got married, we was living with my grandmother. That was the worst decision ever in my life.
we lived with his grandma.
Horrible.
Oh, Jesus.
Because now you're dealing with my family dynamics, and my family is a whole different story in itself. Plus, us trying to learn how to become one. No, it
Y'all
was
decided
bad.
that together.
It was bad,
live
but
with?
it wasn't. I feel like, it was like it was both of our decision, to kind of like save money to be able to get an
That's fair.
apartment.
Yeah.
And she was okay with us doing it, So, but I don't know if that was like. I feel like that kind of like.
I think that intensified everything.
But like that kind of helped us like build a little character. I don't know if it was necessarily bad between us per se as it was between us and the surrounding situations that we could not control.
God.
How long were
Praise
y'all
the Lord for
living
being
there?
like.
From the time we got married to 10 months, it was
Oh, so like almost a whole year. Okay.
yeah, 10 months.
But it
The
was
first
worth it. You
10
got your
months.
own place.
Yeah,
Worked out? Okay.
So it was good, but
So
it was
we were
just,
able to appreciate our own space that much more.
Absolutely.
Because, we had, I mean, it wasn't horrible. We had our own bathroom and we had our own, like, little way into, like, the kitchen area and even, like, the laundry room. So it wasn't, like, horrible.
They
It's
just
the
didn't-
grandma's house, so his grandma ain't, throwing parties every
Nah, but it was my
Well,
grandma, my sister, my mama be over here all the time, my cousin, and it was
Yeah.
like.
So,
But you said that it made it difficult becoming one with so many other outside factors.
yeah. Sometimes, like, different opinions or whatever.
About your marriage?
About decisions.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's certain decisions.
Like now when I go with my grandmother, she be trying to tell something. All right, grandma, we leaving. Like that's what
Bye.
we do now.
You don't have to
Outta
live
here.
here.
Yeah, it's
Don't
easier
live
to be like,
here.
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like that kind of like helped more than it hurt us.
Yeah. So like to answer your question, it was really like challenging putting our personalities together because I feel like when you date for a long time, you know each other, but it's just a common principle of when you live together, it's just a whole different
Yeah.
It's a whole
Definitely.
different thing.
Yeah.
Like you learning how the person lives. Like, and I
Yeah.
think you learn so much about me.
I enjoy it.
Bless
I
your heart.
enjoy
I was
it.
like, she's
I
with me.
enjoy
She's a
that.
keeper. And I was just so grateful. But I feel like just I think even being at my house made me a little bit more comfortable. So I don't think that really helped as well. So
I mean, it's a double, kind of like not bittersweet, but almost where it's like we got somebody was able to like help us in that first year of marriage, like finances were so that's like the sweet, but a little bitter when you're in a situation that sometimes you don't want to be in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, and we didn't really open up talking about this, but what are you all, because I always like to ask, how do you make room for each other's dreams or passions? And obviously, you guys are good looking people. You're in LA, you're on the creative team, so I assume you have some creativity in there.
Yep.
You always got your face beads. I'm like, is she a makeup artist on the side? I don't even know what you all do.
She actually does makeup on the side.
To be honest. So, but just in terms of like the things that you do or that you want to do, how do you find it is to make room for that and still, kind of hold your marriage together with still like your individuality and whatnot?
It's a great question.
That's like a loaded question, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a loaded question. Yeah, we're both.
Because you're into acting, I heard you say before.
He is an actor.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know that. That's what I'm asking.
You're not into
I'm like,
it.
are you into it? Or are you
somebody
acting
told me
like...
you're
Yeah.
into music, you're disrespectful.
Oh, sorry. I did
And
not
you
mean
should stop.
any
You should think about it
disrespect.
again.
I didn't mean disrespect. I'm sorry. I've only overheard conversations.
Yeah.
We never had one about it.
No,
so
we're
my
both
apologies.
extremely creative, which how it is when you're creative and married. It's
Might just
everybody
be
has
like,
ideas and just be everywhere, yeah. But I think what we do is, it was really tough at the beginning. I would say, like learning how to like support you and learn what support was for you, because I know there was a certain point where he was like, "Well, I supported you," and he was like, "What is support to you?" And it was like, "Oh, that's not the support I liked."
Yeah, we had to learn each other's like language in a sense. Like I need to learn what support looks like to you and what being present looks like to you and what actually being engaged into what you're talking about at the moment. Like what does that look like to you? What does respect look like to
That's
you?
really good.
And like giving room, because I think one of the things I tried to do when we were like at the beginning was I was like, I think Marissa, you would love doing this, and then I would try to like encourage you or push you into this, and you'd be like, I don't do that. It was like, got it, okay, yeah.
But I'm always for like whatever he wants to do. Like he has I would say you have like the creative space. I know that we're like trying to like cultivate the house or our home to be a more kind of like
Creative space.
Yeah, be a more atmosphere that is better for creativity and making it environment that he can really like function in for that purpose. And with me, he's like extremely supportive. Like he tries to push me to do everything.
Except when you want me to take pictures. That's the only thing. Well, I'm getting better at that.
Really? Because you got a photo shoot every week. I'm like, where is she?
No, I used to be really upset about that at the beginning.
Really?
I'd be like,
You
I do
take some
not
good
want to take
photos
your
of that.
pictures. And I feel like I took some pictures and she, cause she like,
It's like trying to take him the way that
That's
he want to
so
take him. Like,
I
no,
do.
no, no.
I do.
Like,
always
I
have
asked
the
for this
best
angle. Like it's I did that for a reason, and he'd be trying to be like all creative. It's that thing
trying.
again.
I thought we was collabing. It's not
But
the case.
yeah, I mean, he always like urging me to do more makeup and then like to sing more
And vlog more. Don't be trying to play.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also
you're the
like
makeup,
vlog
the
more and
singing,
things.
vlogging.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning so much.
Yeah. And
You better
he's
start,
the actor.
July is the month of overflow.
Hey.
I mean, you gonna get in or not? What's up? What's up?
No, really, really, really. So he like, I know that once I do like fully dive in to that he's going to have my back and like support me any way that he can and like be able to work around my schedule and things like that. Like I know he's
I think right now, like I'm really focusing on supporting her, cause like I have to learn how God wants me to move in, because I used to use acting as idolatry, so then God checked me on that.
Oh.
So then I had to like posture my heart before jumping back in. So
Yeah, I supported him a lot. Like in our courtship, I supported him like a lot. Like I rode with him one time to San Diego
Amen.
for a film festival. I've been different parts, all different parts of California for auditions and you know days of filming, long days. So yeah, I think I think those, because we're so excited about our future, like I think we don't mind, you know, investing like that support and effort and energy into each other in that way.
Yeah, I love it. I just love y'all. Cause seriously, cause when we see you all, we can tell, you know, y'all, like Brian would say, like, well, we can tell y'all really do like each other, right?
Yeah.
You know, that y'all are friends, that y'all really in love, that y'all enjoy just being with each other. Even, you know, these conversations, the way that y'all are flowing, it's good information. Y'all have really good information. I'm glad that y'all are willing to, you know, to share.
Well, you know, we a fan of the show.
Oh yes,
you know.
this is my
They're
show.
so supportive of the show.
This is
Fan of the
my
show.
When we first met them, they were singing the theme song. Brian was so
Yes.
flattered because, you know, he produced and wrote the theme song.
That's it,
And we were like, oh
that's
my
it,
gosh.
right.
Oh, we don't even know. Listen. So silly.
Can you tell everybody where they can find you at online?
Oh, yes.
Oh, the Eric Dwayne on Instagram. The Eric Dwayne.
There.
Yes, and I am at the Marissa Arlene on Instagram.
So please go follow them. Thank you guys for coming on the show today.
Yes.
We definitely
for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Yeah. I like that you
Wait,
gave us some
can I
time.
be the first person
Ooh.
on the show to say congratulations? I'm so excited.
And I think we told you guys before we even announced it on the show.
Like,
Oh, we did.
yes.
That's dope. That's
I'm
dope.
so excited.
Yeah,
Like,
thank you.
so excited. I cannot wait to see little baby Stokes.
Now, baby Stokes.
Yes.
Well, that concludes this episode of Stoked to be the Stokes with Brian Lamar Stokes.
And Ariana Stokes.
Now remember, if you're not following us
On social media.
at Stoked to be the Stokes, exactly the way that it sounds. If you want to follow my lovely wife, it's Ariana Nicole Stokes. You want to follow me, it's Brian Lamar Stokes. Now, remember, with love,
Faith
honesty,
and respect,
we'll
we'll get through anything.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.